Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be our reunion review on Love is Blind Season 2. So before we get started, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead and comment. You still haven't told me who is your favorite couple this season. And let's go ahead and let's get to chatting and talking about Season 2, Love is Blind. So, first of all, so this was a really good reunion. I wanted to know because Sal kept doing interviews, hinting around that maybe him and Mal were still together. I was wondering, if they weren't together, maybe, hey, hey, Mal, you want to come on live with me? But I was wondering, do you watch Love Is Blind? Were you excited about that? Who was your favorite couple? But yeah, I was wondering, who was still together, who tried to make it work after the scene, because they're being real hush hush. I also you're eating okay. I also ignored this cowboy symbol. I'm at my sister's house. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a Saints fan. Just to get that out there or whatever. But yeah, I was just really excited to see like how everybody turned out. You like Shane. Oh yeah, so Shane and Natalie. Mm, okay, I didn't like them together. But so I think the person that stole the show this season was truly, as much as you love, you hate him, I would say Shake. Even though he was annoying, even though I know I couldn't stand the way he treated Deke throughout the Mallory. I couldn't stand the way he treated Deke throughout the show or whatever. You gotta admit he did a better job of hosting the show than the actual host. So I think honestly, going forward, they need a new host. I don't think that Nick and his wife Vanessa, that's her name, right? I don't think they were good hosts. They didn't ask the good questions. They let them slide. I feel like they didn't dig. It was questions I wanted answered, and I feel like they played too nice. Like I said, I know Shake was irritating, but some of them questions he asked, I was like, let the people answer, because that's what I want to know. And I really agree with some of the stuff he said, but everybody's playing so nice and playing so, oh, you know, that's not what we're thinking and da da da. Like, yes, it's kind of what I'm thinking. So the night started off, of course, like I said, is Shake his host, and then Vanessa and what's his name, Nick were kind of just there, okay. And so they first talked about the relationship between Shane and Natalie, and how Natalie felt after she heard about what the things that Shayna had said. And I thought they handled that pretty well, right? Shayna apologized and said she shouldn't have did that. I'm gonna be honest, none of these people are friends on here, right? They just met each other. You're in a situation where you might be potentially meeting somebody that could be your mate. I feel like at this point, you don't build friendships in these type of situations because you need to be selfish. This is the time you need to be selfish and go after the person that you feel like meets you best. And that's exactly what she did. And then I don't know if there's some type of monetary reward for going further in the process, but if there is, I feel like that's why she went further with Cal, because obviously I don't think she was interested. I think she chose him because she didn't want to have she didn't want to not match with anybody, so she continued the process with him, and then she drug him along. I think they chose her because they knew of the dynamic between Shane and Natalie, how she might come in and interrupt or whatever. But I really don't think what she did was just that wrong, unless she's still trying to be Natalie's friend now. Now, if she tried to be Natalie's friend now and she's calling, talking to her face, knowing you also watch my, oh yeah, I love that. Knowing that she was actually after Shane, then yes, I think that's wrong. But if they were just friends in the house being cordial, you don't really call that a friend, and you got to go after who you like and who you feel like you have a connection with, right? You got to do that because you're gonna have one life, right? She might never see Natalie again. She might never see Shane again. I think they still mess around because of how awkward he was acting when he asked her about them. What y'all think about that? Do y'all think that maybe Shane and Shayna are still messing around, and that's why Shane was acting so awkward when he was brought up? Because I kind of feel like, yeah, it's something there. I saw an interview with Natalie, and Natalie said that they did try to date after the show. They gave it a couple of months, but they realized that they were just their communication styles were different, and they just weren't gonna work. Yeah, definitely. I definitely think Shane and Shayna were messing around because why? You know what I'm saying? Why would you get all tense and all? But yeah, I guess he's still trying to save face with Natalie. But Natalie said there's no second chances. Their door has closed. She's grateful for the whole process, the experience, but she's not gonna go and try to make that work again. I think the next couple we went to were Sal and Mallory, and Sal seemed very, very upset. I think he felt kind of like Kyle, except he didn't express it the way Kyle did. But I felt like he felt gypped. When you watch the show, I know he had to have seen that Mallory really wasn't that interested in him. That's how I think. I think that Mallory chose Sal because he was a safe choice, right? I think she had the better chemistry with Jared. That Jared was the person that she really wanted to be with. But I think in her mind, she's like, I've done this before. I don't want to go down this road again. I want to try something new. And so she felt like our parents used to tell us, right? At least my dad used to tell me, I always date a guy that, yeah, yeah, that's true. I think they're perfect together, but Mallory, the hella shady, yeah, hella shady. That scene at the beach, I feel like, in my opinion, it set the tone for the relationship between Sal and Mallory. I feel like Sal thought he had picked a great person. He thought they connected, and I think that once he saw them at the beach, and he saw her laughing, and he heard her say, "Well, I ain't got to get married." I think he kept that in the back of his mind with his dealings with her, and he felt like she really truly couldn't connect. She really truly wasn't trying to connect to him, and he didn't want to get played at the end. So I think he did the safe option where, I don't want to just marry her, just be marry her. And I think in the back of his mind, he didn't know what that conversation was like at the beach. And who wants to marry somebody then look back on that conversation and see how disrespectful it was? Hint Ayana and Jared. And see how disrespectful it was, and then you feel played. Now this is another factor, another layer of your relationship that you got to work through. So I think that Sal was like, he liked her. I think he was really into her. I think they matched well together. I just think that Mallory wasn't really into him. I think that Mallory thought he was the safe choice, and I think that she went with him because she knew that Sal really liked her. But if you're gonna pick somebody that you don't like as much and they really like you can't treat them like they the backup plan. You still have to give them their full attention. You got to make it seem like you want to be with them. Even and I understand that the show is edited, but even the fact that she was like, if anything else happens, it's over between us. It was almost as if she was like, I don't have to be with you. That's how I took it. But I know it's edited. But I feel like Sal felt probably really played, and he felt like he didn't really get the full experience. And maybe he was really, really wanting to find somebody to marry, and he probably is upset that he ended up being with somebody that he felt like he wasn't their first choice, even though she selected him. But he probably feels like she didn't give him his all, and he didn't want to play himself. So that's how I took it because I feel like he did a lot, and he probably was trying over and over again to connect with her, but he couldn't. But what's not meant to be is not meant to be, and I'm glad he said no instead of them getting married and wasting each other's time. Like everybody's not meant to be in your life forever. Some people teach you lessons, season, reason, lifetime, but truly, people come to your life for different reasons and help you grow and learn from it. So it's cool, even though they didn't work out. I think it's great that they were able to have that experience together, and that he's gonna forever have this experience, and he'll be able to forever learn from this. And now segueing from there, because our host Shake that night, he said, well, maybe y'all were trying to make it work, but she was talking to Jared at the bar, and you were, you had your ex-girlfriend come, and I really wish they would have let them answer the questions, even though I know Shake was getting on everybody's nerves. But the hosts weren't asking questions, and they weren't asking questions that we could get to like the bottom of everything. They were very emotional, and Nick was kind of blank like the whole time. I don't know. I didn't really like them as hosts. I think they need to really, really, really reconsider it. But I wish they would allow them to answer that question because I want to know, like, I didn't see really Mal and Sal fall out to get into it, but then they don't pick each other at the end. And so I want to know, was this communicated? Did they know they weren't going to pick each other? Or, did Sal really have like vengeance out? It was like, okay, I'm not going to choose her. I'm going to embarrass her and get her up at this wedding and see what happens. I really would have liked to know, more than what they probed in the reunion show. I don't feel like we really got to hear a lot in the reunion show. I feel like they played it safe. And it was like, let's just, this Shake, which she was irritating, but I think they played it real safe. And so then the next couple, segue into the next couple, was Deep and Shake. And when you look back and you look back how, I think, the writing was on the wall, but I guess, Deep was hoping for the best, right? Because he told her in there, what type of girl he was attracted to, that he was shallow. But I felt like he had a breakthrough. And then when he saw her, he was in love with her. And then all of a sudden, things changed, and I don't know if his low self-esteem kicked in and how he validates himself in saying that he dates a certain type of woman. And maybe because, she wasn't that type, he felt like, his worth was being questioned, or it was in question because he wasn't dating the type of woman he normally dates. I felt like they were, to me, at the time, I feel like they had like the best connection. I feel like they were the best for each other. Of course, I didn't like that he was talking about it behind her back, but I was hoping that they really could have worked through whatever the issue, whatever mental block they were having. I was hoping that they could have worked through it and been good for each other. At the reunion, when she admitted that he had told her he wasn't really attracted to her, that took me aback, because I'm thinking, like, if I'm in a process like this and the guy that I was selected with told me that he wasn't attracted to me, would I be able to continue the process with him? It just made me think about, like, maybe the internal demons that she's working with, because I don't know that I would have continued the process with a person that openly told me that they didn't, that they weren't attracted to me. And exactly what I said happened. I said somebody went back and told her the stuff that he had been saying about her, and that's exactly what she said. Somebody went back and told her everything he had been saying, so she was already forewarned about about Shake, and so she decided not to. That's why she decided to say no. Now, what I will say is, I did see an interview that she did, and she said before the wedding that they had already discussed basically not picking each other. That it was more than likely both of them were going to say no. So I feel like in my mind, that's why he looked so shocked when she said no. Not that she said no. I feel like they had it planned out on how it was supposed to go. I think they had agreed on, like, this is how we're gonna do it. We're both gonna say no. We're gonna go our separate ways. Like she said, like after they had that date with the massage and the flowers, and if that didn't bring them closer together, I think they knew at that moment that they weren't meant for each other and that they weren't gonna be together. And I think they had came up with an answer of how they were gonna say no. But I think that after you know, Deep found out all the stuff that, he was saying about her, and, everything was getting back to her, back to her about everything he had said. I think that Deep decided that, that wasn't for her, and she decided to give her own script. And I'm glad she did. I'm glad she chose herself. And I hope she finds what she's looking for, because she definitely deserves it. To me, she's a beautiful woman. She has a beautiful spirit, and I think she deserves, a great man to stand beside her. So it looks like her and Cal might be dating now. I don't know how that's gonna work out, because I thought she had like a strong, religious relationship, and he's an atheist, so I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work out. But that's the rumors, and if I hear anything, I will definitely update you guys. If you know anything, let me know. But that's definitely rumors that Deep and Cal are dating. So it went from them. I think it went next to Jared, maybe, or maybe Cal. No, it went to Jared and Ayana next. And so, everybody loves Jared and Ayana. They think they're this cute couple that made it. I don't think they're gonna make it. I hope they make it. I don't think they're gonna make it. And the reason I say is because I feel like it ain't even about Ayana being Jared's first choice, right? I feel like Ayana's not Jared's choice. I think he's dating her. I think he thinks he's cute. I think he thinks she's cute, so it makes it easier for him to date her, right? Um, are married. They're married now, but I really, really believe that this isn't what he wanted. Like I said from the beginning, his reasons have always been selfish. He said he wanted to find love because he got stabbed and he didn't have anybody at the hospital. I think he was really, really, really more into Mallory through most of the show, and I think he decided to go ahead and propose to somebody else. I mean, I like that he was honest and upfront with her and let her make her decision. But I think he should have just eliminated himself. I mean, if he works out, I guess it works. But I mean, even how they're talking, about love is hard, and marriage is hard. I've never been married, and I don't doubt that marriage is hard. I have a lot of people around me that are married. I know that nothing is perfect, but I've heard so many people. I know so many people who tell me I married my best friend. It doesn't mean that you don't have down days, but I genuinely love being with this person. So, when they started off with, marriage is hard, and I get it, they didn't have the traditional dating time and to get to know each other. So not only are they getting to know each other, they have to get to know each other as they're sharing spaces. And, her life becomes his life because now they're one. But, they're very, very different. And I just hope that she doesn't get hurt in the process because I feel like Jerry's always going to get what he needs because that's what men do. That they're never going to lose themselves in this process. But I just hope she doesn't lose herself, and I hope she gets what she needs from it, and I hope she sets her boundaries and they're able to both compromise and work together and grow. And when they showed that video of Jared and Mallory talking on the beach, and this is the thing that Ayana said that she hadn't watched it before, and that you know that she had to watch it in front of everybody and be uncomfortable, and then be by Mallory is there. I'm nicknaming the girl. Mallory is there while this is happening, and she can't address it. I don't know, that's hard. That's hard, and I hate that had to happen for her. Because like I said, she seemed like such a genuine person, and I wish nothing but success and love for her in her future. So it was just disrespectful. It was distasteful. They were both already engaged. Their significant others were there, and they knew they were being recorded. And I guess that's what I can't get past, but it's not for me to get past because I'm not the person dating either one of them. And I don't think Sal ever got past that either. And I think that's why he's sitting where he's sitting and why Mallory's sitting where she's sitting, because I don't think he ever really got past what happened in Mexico. But Ayana, being the free heart, free spirited, person that she is, and she's probably craving a family and structure and love. That I think that because she wanted to work, she allowed it to work. But I hope she continues to keep speaking her mind, and I hope she keeps being transparent, and that she understands that it's not your failure if your marriage doesn't work. Because if you're not getting out of it what you need to get out of it, you know, it's okay. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay not to be in that relationship. And so that transitioned over to um oh, I miss Cal and Shayna, didn't I? Cal and Shayna, I don't know what to say about them because they didn't really stay together. So I think I honestly believe she wasn't attracted to Shane. I mean, Cal, I don't think that she had as great as a connection as Cal thought that they had, because that can happen. Two people can be having. We see all these dating shows where two people are on the same date, and one person was like, "Oh, it went really well," and the other person like, "I wasn't really feeling them." It's because we're still nice to people, even if we're not interested. So sometimes it can be hard to tell whether the other person really is into you or not because people don't want to be mean. But I don't think Shayna was ever into him. And I'm gonna agree with Shake, even though he's irritating, he should have been the host. Um, I'm gonna agree that Shayna just wanted to stay on the show, and it makes me think that the producers thought that Shayna was going to be a viable option for Shane, because they had two other couples that had an engagement that they chose not to record for the show, but yet they followed the couple that didn't even make it. So that told me is they thought that Shayna was going to start some drama with Natalie and Shane, which luckily Shane was man enough, at least while they were together, to not allow that to happen, and to like really like be like no, because if he hadn't been childish, he could have tried to date Shayna and Natalie at the same time. There would have been a whole nother storyline than that. And then they would have hit the jackpot, okay? Because that'd have been a storyline for him. But, we got to give him props. He was man enough to not even engage in that situation and, shut it down because, you know, I like to see that most of the people on the show was really there to find love. And, why people made the decisions they did, I don't know. like Mallory, why she picked who she picked when she knows she wanted somebody else. I'm not quite sure, but I think everybody came there genuinely with the idea of finding love. But yeah, so I'm not even gonna really go over them much because I don't think that's much to go through. And Shayna, you didn't really like him. You just wanted to be on the show. You wanted Shane. You step back. That's the hard part. Why you shouldn't have made friends while you were in there, because you should always go with what you want to, because you were trying to find love for yourself. So I think that, if I ever do a show like that, I won't make friends or be very cordial until I know who was the person I want to be with. So I don't have to feel like I'm backstabbing somebody I know or somebody I've come to like. I can just go and do what I came there to do, which is to find love. Um, and then that leads us to our Danielle and Nick. Now Danielle and Nick, I mean, I love the way that they were able to, like, put in the time and put in the work to make sure that they're gonna work. Now, do I think they're gonna work either? Of course not. I don't. But I like that they're going to therapy. That he's allowed her in his space. That they're communicating. That they said that the pressures of just the show was the reason why, a lot of the issues that they had, and that they've been able to communicate better and work through things way more now that the show is over with. Like I said, I wish both of the couples much love. I feel like that Nick has really shown that, he can be a man and step up and do what's right. And hopefully, Danielle's insecurities have been worked through or are being acted, because we all are insecure about something, right? Are being worked through now with therapy, and that they're able to work it through and at least be the best for each other that they can while they're together. Whatever that time limit is, it is what it is. So get your experience, get your life experiences or whatever it is in the moment. No one has to be your forever, but like y'all can create experiences that, you might not ever been able to have without each other. So that's pretty cool that y'all get to have this experience together. Same thing with Ayana and Jared. Even if y'all don't work out, y'all got to have this experience together. And as long as it's more positive than negative, it was well worth it. It was well worth your time. So that's my recap of the whole reunion show. Um, I would like to see a life after Love is Blind, to see how, Jared and Ayana are doing in their relationship, and what's the boy name, Nick and Danielle, because it's easy to sit on stage and say a couple of good sentences, make it seem like everything all good, and I wouldn't know what it's like there. But I guess if they want their relationship work, they can't have it scrutinized by the media and have you second guessing things because you got other people telling you what you should think about situations when you don't think that. But I would love to see it if y'all want to sign up for it. But now that this series is over, I'm like, what do I talk about next? And I think we're going to go into online dating. And you guys can follow me in my journey on online dating. And I got some outfits. I'm going to do a Vicky doll haul on some outfits I bought. You tell me if they're cute date night outfits or not. I want you guys to rate it. But yeah, so guys, that's what I think of Love Is My Reunion. I think it was good. I wish we would have better hosts that could have asked better questions and do more probing, because I don't feel like we really got the answers we deserved after watching this for a whole season. Some of us, like me, I watched it all in one night. Okay, I stayed up and I watched all these videos. So, but yeah, guys, tell me what you thought about the Love Is Blind season finale. If you thought that it was a good season and you can't wait to the next season, let me know. Put in the comments. But as always, I always thank you guys for being here, and we're gonna talk about love until love is no more, because it's gonna always be. But until next time, guys, stay crafted.